it.
Staying on the draft, so we're talking about the number 1 pick. So it looks like you are thinking Shedeur should go number 1. Is that where you're leaning?
I don't think any quarterback should go number 1 overall.
But it's need,
being honest.
right?
It's need, but I think also sometimes teams have to look at best player available. I mean, Anthony Richardson got drafted at number 4 overall to the Indianapolis Colts. And if he is, and when you say that out loud, it's like, yeah, these quarterbacks can go pretty high, because if Anthony Richardson can get drafted at number 4 overall, a lot of quarterbacks can get drafted at number 4 overall. I mean, Jalen Milroe could go at 4 overall if we're comparing college careers. But it's just a weak quarterback class to me. I think the Titans are in a spot where they're not a quarterback away. And I don't think any one of these quarterbacks, like, these are project quarterbacks. These are quarterbacks that I believe would need to sit for a few years, develop, maybe take the Jordan Love route, sit a few years, develop. I mean, Bryce Young got benched. He got better after he came back. Yep. Drake May was sat the first few weeks. He looked pretty good in the limited stuff we saw. I mean, the Patriots had nothing this year. That's not Drake May's fault.
They still groomed him the way that, like, it's a model that should be used to develop quarterbacks for any team, in my opinion.
It really should be. So I think, and the bad thing is the Titans would start them right away. I mean, Cam Ward's an older NFL prospect because he went the JUCO route and came in. So he probably has a lot of snaps under his belt.
Yeah, he played 5 years.
He still looks like he needs to sit and develop for a little bit. So, I mean, if I'm the Tennessee Titans, I'm going best player available with a generational prospect like Travis Hunter on the board. I'm taking Travis Hunter all the time. Wide receiver and cornerback. He can play both. He adds depth to both sides of the ball. I think he can. He says he wants to play both sides of the ball in the NFL.
Which would be insane if he actually could do it.
It'll get done. I think he'll probably do corner first because I believe he's a better corner than receiver.
I think so.
So I think he'll do corner, which the Titans need, a true lockdown corner like Travis Hunter, just to keep adding to that defense. Yep. But then he comes in on the wide receiver side for like third downs and such. I think that could work. I think he would be limited on the wide receiver side, but I think you got to go best player available, and to me, that's Travis Hunter.
I see what you're saying with the best player available, but that's not what the Titans need. Like I think they need a quarterback.
They do.
And Cam Ward, to me, like in college this year, he looked amazing. I mean, you like he did play a lot of unranked teams. Don't get me wrong, like he did. But like it didn't even look like he was trying. Like, I mean, it looked like he could go to another level. So like the throws he was making, just his pocket presence and also his mobility. I mean, he wasn't really easy to tackle by any means. Like he was jogging on the sidelines to get a first down. I mean, I think he's got the build. He's big enough. I think he's smart. Like that first game when they played Florida, which Florida ended up turning around their season and being competitive.
Emory Jones should have been the starting quarterback in the beginning of the season.
But that game right there for Cam Ward, first of all, when he transferred to Miami, I didn't know how good he was going to be. I saw like potential, but I was like, whoa, okay, like he's been pretty good for that game. And then he kept going, and he was in the Heisman talks for a little bit. Now, obviously, he didn't win it, but like, I mean, I think he proved enough. And the eye test for Shedeur Sanders, to me, I don't know. He just doesn't, like you said, his footwork, his mechanics. I mean, Cam Ward's mechanics are a lot better, in my opinion. And he wasn't throwing to the best receiver in college football.
No, that is true. I'll give you that. But Xavier Restrepo is an amazing wide receiver. I would love it if the Green Bay Packers could snag him in the second round of this upcoming draft. But there's also this other factor that factors in with Shedeur Sanders, and it's, do NFL teams really want all that extra baggage? There's going to be no other rookie quarterback that's going to get the type of media attention.
Well, he'll sell tickets. He'll sell tickets.
He will, and it'll be entertainment, but there's going to be so much extra baggage and extra media attention that comes on Shedeur
because he is a Sanders and all that.
He's going to be just as talked about as Patrick Mahomes. There's going to go from a Patrick Mahomes segment to a Shedeur Sanders segment. And so it's going to be a lot on there.
A lot of pressure.
There is that extra baggage. There's always going to be now you got to hire Deion Sanders. There's always going to be those talks. And so maybe I just think the media could construe it away to where Shedeur Sanders and Deion Sanders are coaching and playing with each other in the NFL.
Because there's no clear-cut number one pick like there was last year. Like everybody knew the Bears were going to take Caleb Williams. There's no question about it. This year, you could argue that a quarterback may not be taken, like you're saying with Travis Hunter. Like, you could argue a lot of players that could get moved up and down. I mean, I've seen mock drafts with Jalen Milroe in the second round. I mean, who knows if he could end up in the first round? I mean, there's a lot of potential there. Quinn Ewers, maybe he sneaks into the first round. I don't know. Like,
yeah, I mean, it's a weak, like I said, it's a weak quarterback class. And I think this upcoming draft class is a weaker class than it is last year. There's a lot of good players coming out in this draft class, don't get me wrong. But it's they're not flashy positions of what they're good. There's not that top end wide receiver talent like we saw with Neighbors and Marvin Harrison last year. It's a loaded running back class. Loaded.
Probably one of the best running back class I've ever seen in my life.
It's a really good corner class.
It's deep.
A solid tackle class. It's a really good edge class. Great edge class coming up. So I think there's just like a lot of interior lineman positions. A lot of front seven positions.
The running backs are nuts. You're talking about Genty, Scatabo, RJ Harvey, Ollie Gordon.
Hampton.
Yeah, dude.
North Carolina.
I mean, bro, there's a lot of good running backs.
It is.
Cowboys are currently projected to take Genty at 12, which who knows if we even stay there. So
to that point, with a lot of loaded running backs in this class, could that necessarily hurt Ashton Genty's value? Because, like, you can get why reach for Ashton Genty at 12 overall? If you can get a rookie running back, good, not as good as Ashton Genty. He's clear-cut number one back in this class, in my opinion. But you can get, like, Dylan Sampson out of Tennessee in the third round.
Yeah, or Cam Scatabo.
Like, there's a lot of good running backs in this class, so I think that could cause Ashton Genty to fall a little bit, because I don't think teams necessarily want to reach on a running back in the first round, considering how much positional value, as you mentioned earlier, is valued in the NFL draft. That's why quarterbacks rise all the time.
Yeah, because it's always everyone needs a quarterback. Everyone needs a quarterback every single year. That's the name of the game.
Talk to me, baby. Talk to me nice. I'm from another world, baby, yeah. Broadway paradise. They think I'm way too cold, cause I put my